In this special edition of Falmouth in Focus, we take a look back at some of our favorite stories from this past year, from a new animal rescue organization to a new mission to inspire hope and kindness. All this and much more on this edition of Falmouth in Focus.
Hello and welcome to Falmouth in Focus, FCTV's current affairs program. I'm your host, Michael Kasparian.
And I am Queen Carberry Banda.
February saw the coming together of 12 local nonprofits to create a telethon to raise money and awareness for their organizations. We spoke with the organizers about how the event went.
I mean, these 14 nonprofits have been coming together for a year, 2 years. And all working together to educate our community about what's out there in terms of nonprofits and the amount of resources that are available in Falmouth for Falmouth residents. And just overwhelming. I mean, there was a big push of buy from local restaurants, order local, keep everything alive. And I think that creating this one Falmouth, having us all work together really supported that whole idea of like, you might be support an arts organization, but there's a food pantry, there's FCTV, there's historical. I mean, together we're just creating this amazing community.
We need to let people know that we're still out there. We navigated through the worst of it, but we're not done yet. And we kind of held together because we stuck together, and we want people to understand that the reason we're still here is because of each other and because of them, that our supporters made it a point to make sure that none of us went under.
So if we could do something collectively and say, look, through your donations, you can support all of these organizations, we thought that would be a great thing to do. Let's show that we're in this together, because we have been in this together. And that's how the idea of the fundraiser came to be.
One Falmouth was a great opportunity for organizations that normally work side by side to come together and collaborate. And in the telethon, there is the great video of We'll Make a New Way, which is the collaboration of all the 14 organizations coming together to promote one thing. And they really stepped up to work together, which was a great thing for Falmouth.
Being a part of this telethon experience and just joining One Falmouth as a collaboration was really exciting. I am so proud of the end result, and the telethon is just fantastic, and I feel like it really featured each of these charities so well. And I learned so many things about them that I didn't even know. And you think every one of them in town, and you always, can learn something new.
Anytime we can spread the word about our mission, obviously that's terrific, because some people don't realize what properties we own, or maybe don't realize they can go visit them. But personally, being a part of the One Falmouth Telethon, I enjoyed learning so much about other nonprofits and the good work that's going on right now in our community in a time that we kind of need a positive telethon.
I have to tell you, I've been here over 20 years. I've worked with most of these nonprofits in one capacity or another. And there were so many things that I didn't know that I learned from watching these videos. And I think that there was all this excitement that grew around learning about the organizations, seeing us work together as one.
I think it's important that, in good times and in bad, that we all find ways to support each other. I think it's incredibly important. You want to be the best in your industry, but it's most important to support your community and the people that you live with day in and day out.
Look for news about One Falmouth and the nonprofits involved later this year. Back in March, the world was shocked by the invasion of Ukraine by Russia. Immediately, people began to come together to find ways to support the efforts of the Ukrainian resistance. a local resident gathered supplies and personally delivered them to those in need in Ukraine. We spoke with him before and after trips to see what it was like.
It's 21st century and we got a war going in the middle of Europe. And it's unbelievable. We need to stand up and we need to help them out. Poland is helping them, European Union is helping them, but they need our help as well. And it boiled to the point where I just bought the plane tickets and I said, I can't, I have to go there. We have to do something. And I connected with a volunteer organization over there, which asked to bring kids and women out of the war zones, out of Kiev and Kharkov, and during the green corridors, which we all know are not that green. And I've never driven a bus. I've driven a 10-wheeler, but they don't care. Just nobody wants to do that. And they need to bring women and children out of those towns that are getting bombed. So I agreed. We got 6 full suitcases of medical supplies, and that's probably the top of what I can bring with 2 hands, since I have to walk through the neutral zone with those suitcases between Poland and Ukraine. But the response of our neighbors and people of the Cape, great, absolutely. I got to Poland. I got to the border, Polish-Ukrainian border, and here I am with the 6 suitcases and no one to meet me. The girls that were supposed to meet me from that foundation, call it. Foundation is a big word. The volunteer girls, they could not cross the border, so I had to cross it, on foot. The problem is that you cannot do it from Polish side into Ukrainian. They will not allow it. You can only do it from Ukrainian side to Polish side, which I did later on. So the Polish guard was super awesome. He stopped some older guy that was older Ukrainian guy that was probably bringing some stuff to Ukraine with a little van that was loaded with stuff. And he made him take me and 6 suitcases. Apparently he had a chicken and all kinds of things inside. And we packed this, and he made all the suitcases fit once I told him that it's all help for Ukraine, it's all aid for Ukrainian people. He made everything fit. It's just that I was sitting on a box with some live chicken, and his wife was right next, and we were packed. They grabbed all the suitcases right away. We opened it up. They started packing things, separating things, making pictures, posting it, who needs what. And by morning, it was all gone. And it was 6 suitcases. It's great help. It's not a lot of help, but it's great. And it's a really small family organization, but what she does is that she gives really targeted help to people. She gets text messages of, say, a mother or a sister sending a brother to the war, and it's like, oh, we need boots, or we need a bulletproof jacket, right? We need uniform, or we need socks, we need this, we need that. And then orphanages texting that, oh, we need diapers, say we need wipes, we need insulin, all right? And it's all getting packed, and her husband delivers all that during the daytime. And myself and his wife, we are driving around in Ukraine and in Poland, getting supplies during the nighttime. The unity of the Ukrainian people is outstanding. It's everybody is there to help. Their main question is how can we help? Pretty much, like how can we pitch in? What can we do? And everybody was heartbroken, but you know, it is what it is. It's war. But everybody in Ukraine is there to pitch in.
The war in Ukraine is still raging on, and people there can use your help. There are several organizations you can reach out to donate.
We look back at a passing fancy on a front lawn at historic Highfield Hall.
For almost 3 years, this was an artwork by Patrick Doherty, a stickwork sculpture constructed by Patrick and his son Sam and volunteers at Highfield Hall and Gardens. It was a beautiful exhibit. A design of Patrick's. Patrick would do the superstructure work, and the volunteers would follow behind and do the weaving of the sticks. And it was just held together by the weaving of the volunteers.
I feel so fortunate that I started at Highfield only a short time before Patrick Doherty arrived here to begin his creation. And from that month of his building it with the community volunteers, it was terrific to interact with him and to get to know a little bit about him in terms of his process and his philosophy.
It was extremely popular, and over time it became even more popular. People would come up and people would come back, return, and bring their friends and bring their family and return trips, and everyone loved it. It was just very fitting for the spot. Our curator Joanne is working on some things to do here, because I anticipate a lot of people returning this summer to see Stickworks, which is in here, but Joanne is going to have a replacement, which will be a good thing.
For the summer of 2022, we will be hosting the Boston Sculptors Gallery when they celebrate their 30th anniversary as a cooperative group of sculptors. And I have about 40 artists who will be participating, and half of those will be showing their work, installing their work on the grounds, and the other half will be indoors. So coming around the corner will be our second rotation of the Collectors Collecting Collections series that is happening all year. We will be taking down the world of nature and putting up a category of collections that are kind of fashion and decorative arts based, fashion accessories, some fashion. For the summer of 2022, we will have the return of the fairy houses. And this year, the theme is the elements. And you can take that however you want it to mean. We have very limited space this year because we are also showing a lot of sculpture outside. So please, if anyone is interested in participating, to check out the website, and you should see a form there to submit your proposal.
The work was built by the visionary sculptor Patrick Doherty and his son, along with dozens of volunteers. New exhibits are now up, and you can visit their website to learn more at highfieldhallandgardens.org. And after the break, we will tell you about a nonprofit organization with a mission to rescue a man's best friend. Stay with us.
We have homeless people in Falmouth. I get that question all the time. I'm Gina Torrielli, Executive Director of Belonging to Each Other. BTEO is a local charity helping our Falmouth neighbors experiencing homelessness. We've been doing it for the last 7 years. We just closed our seasonal housing program, and I wanted to tell you about the last 6 months. A record 87 applications for 13 beds. We housed 25 adults with Falmouth ties, and they agreed to work towards stable housing and abide by program requirements that included sobriety. Their ages were from 21 to 79, more women than men, and 1 in 3 residents were over age 60, and that's new for us. Most residents worked in Falmouth establishments, food service, retail, construction, and our local nursing homes. Our housing and services are free, but we expect guests to participate in a savings program while they stay with us. Surprised? So was I when I joined BTEO. So far, we've guided 20 people to stable housing this year. We will continue to work with our participants over the summer. To learn more, go to bteofalmouth.com or email bteofalmouth@gmail.com. Thank you.
Welcome back. We look back at a nonprofit organization based in East Falmouth working to find loving homes for homeless and abandoned puppies and dogs, most of whom originate in Texas.
Here is Tony Eaton, the founder of Sunny Paws Rescue, talking about why animal rescue is very close to her heart.
Often I'm asked, why dog rescue and what does it mean to you? Which is a very good question. It has become a passion of mine to save and help as many dogs as possible. Many people don't know that there is a huge problem in our country of enormous amounts of puppies and dogs that are homeless. Our organization started after our very first rescue named Sunny. He was an older dog that was abandoned in Arkansas, and we took one look at Sunny and we knew we had to jump into action and make a difference. We drove at a very late hour, a couple of states away, to pick up Sunny, and we brought him home, and our lives have changed and will never be the same since. So we began our hands-on, boots-on-the-ground rescue this fall, and since then we have been able to find homes for over 100 puppies and dogs. One of the reasons that we've partnered with Texas is that the problem there and the numbers are astronomical of dogs that need help and numerous efforts by numerous rescues and people wanting to make a difference. And we've formed many networks and have made a lot of friends, and we are all focused and driven and working collaboratively to make a difference in the lives of these puppies and dogs. We work with them to get them healthy, get them all of their medical care that they need, bring them up to date with all the required vaccinations, and then we work with transport services that come from Texas and drive the dogs to us in Massachusetts. The rescues and the transports are certified by the Department of Agriculture to do the transport of these dogs across state lines. When they come to Massachusetts, they go into isolation for 2 days to make sure that they don't have any communicable diseases. After 48 hours, we then adopt them to their forever homes. Rescue has no bounds, no limits as to the type of dogs, the size of dogs, the ages of dogs. We rescue puppies from birth right to their senior years. We see every breed coming out of every situation imaginable. So we are a volunteer-based organization, and we are always in need and looking for help. We always need foster homes. We need volunteers to help us with transport, with fundraising, with event planning, with application review, with office support. Our big goal is to one day have our own adoption center, a place where we can bring our dogs and puppies and help them on their road to a better and forever life. The more hands we have, the more lives we can save.
To learn more about what you can do to help our furry friends, go to their website, sunnypawsrescue.org, or check out their Facebook page. Now moving on, the Wounded Warrior Project Soldier Ride returned to Falmouth earlier this year, along with a new feature.
The unique 4-day bicycle ride for veterans and wounded service members featured couples. The 10-mile stretch of bike path on the Shining Sea Bikeway allowed a lot of room for the community to cheer the warriors on as they rode from North Falmouth to Woods Hole and back.
The Falmouth Military Support Group was asked 12 years ago if we could get some people together to come out and cheer on the warriors, and it's grown from a very small group of people coming out to here we are on our 11th ride, and the Falmouth Military Support Group takes care of all the aspects of what happens here: fire details, police details, setting up all the crossings across town, doing goodie bags for people.
These people come from all over America, This ride is couples, so it's couples for the first time ever. Massachusetts is where American freedom was born. It'll always be defended. And we love this because Falmouth is so beautiful.
Let's roll!
God bless you.
For a long time, we heard about it, and we really just thought it would be really great to come out and support other veterans. Daniel's a veteran, and just to be in this environment and to connect with the outdoors and just get physical again is just so important.
Just spending the time up here, away from Georgia, it's a good change. Great. Oh, I love these guys. I mean, I've never met any of them before, and now I act like I think I know all of them.
Right.
So they're crazy, but just the camaraderie. The military's like that, and the fact that we are here together, all focused on the same thing, the same goal, testing ourselves, pushing ourselves. I just love the challenge.
So Wounded Warrior Project is an awesome organization for any veteran post 9/11. They are the only nonprofit organization I know that takes care of veterans the way they do. And they really do treat us like American heroes, like we're supposed to be treated.
I signed up, and ever since then, they've been such an important part of my life. From just talking to people, the different resources for work, and just community. The community aspect has been the biggest for me. Just being able to talk to other veterans and just start to live life again.
I did a soldier ride before, but this one here is a little bit more special because I'm able to do it with the person I love. The one that's able to be there for me when I'm stressed out and when I'm having issues. She's my caregiver and my love. And this is what we're here for. We're here to have a great time. We're here to have fun with others, and we're here to meet other soldiers and other people around the world.
You don't have to serve, but we all should pay back by loving these veterans and helping them and supporting them. It doesn't take much. And I've talked to them all, and they feel it, and they go back to their state, and they brag about Cape Cod, and they brag about Massachusetts, and I love it.
Good morning.
FCTV was honored to have our members staffing the crossing at Depot Avenue in support of our veterans.
And back in April, the Falmouth Chamber of Commerce celebrated Jay Zavala as their Citizen of the Year.
A resident of and advocate for the Falmouth community for more than 2 decades, Jay has demonstrated his dedication to the community through many avenues of civic activity.
FCTV was there and brings you this special event.
So we are so pleased to be here tonight to honor Jay Zavala as our 2022 Citizen of the Year. I can't think of anyone this year who was nominated more deserving than Jay. It's going to be a wonderful evening to honor someone that's really dedicated so many years and so much of his time to the town of Falmouth.
I would say Jay is the legacy for the success of the Chamber going forward.
You're very generous. Thank you. Thank you, Senator.
I'm just telling the truth.
Jay's been an incredible person for us with the APDA. He's been really great support system for everybody in the community, and he's really great about rallying everybody with Parkinson's disease on the Cape, and he's so deserving of this. He's great.
As one of his nominators, I'm particularly pleased to have been able to let the community know about all the amazing work he's been doing throughout the years, and I'm just so pleased to be here to celebrate him tonight.
Congratulations, Jay. You really put the effort in and made the Falmouth Chamber what it is today. Really appreciated your time on the Cape Cod Commission when I was there. Love you, pal.
You know, I speak often about Falmouth being a mosaic of people. Jay Zavala is a shining tile in that mosaic. I've sat next to him for years and years doing live election coverage here on FCTV, but more importantly, have developed a friendship and a profound respect for the example that he has set for what it means to be part of a community. So congratulations, my friend, and keep up the great work.
He just loves Falmouth, and what the great representative for the town. He's involved in many nonprofits, and he just gives his whole heart and soul to Falmouth. So congratulations, Jay. We're thrilled for you.
I volunteer because I'm curious. I find deep satisfaction in collaborating, participating, and problem solving. I've learned that alone we seldom exceed our own expectations. So I join with others to make our expectations come alive and known to others so that they may help us reach our goals. We learn, we share, and we take from one another. Together we can flourish. Look around you. Through more than some cosmic chance, in this room, we have the alchemy for success.
Jay and I have been side by side through all the things that he does and all the things that I do, and he's earned this, and I'm really, really, really proud of him. And he's very happy, and so am I. This is a wonderful honor, and it wasn't in his radar. It totally surprised him. For the first time as I've known him, he was totally speechless, but he's very, very honored by this award.
Thank you so much for all of you that have helped to support my dad for his work over these past 20 years. I know he loves you. For that, I love you as well. And keep pushing him to give back even more, because he's not done yet.
Well, I'm not thinking so much as I'm feeling. I'm feeling the love and affection of the people that I know and admire, people who have helped me become a part of the community, people that have worked together with me and others to do what we can to make our community better. And I like the company that I keep. And they're the citizens of Falmouth and Cape Cod. So thank you all for being here.
In his life of service, Jay served as Vice Chair of the Cape Cod Commission, Vice President of the American Parkinson Disease Association Massachusetts Chapter, an FCTV member volunteer, and a member of the Board of Directors for Falmouth Housing Trust. He was also the past president of Falmouth Chamber of Commerce.
FCTV was there when Team Chase Foundation launched this summer.
Yes, named in honor of Chase Soares, a Falmouth resident who tragically passed away from a car accident back in 2020 at the age of only 23 years old. The foundation provides funding for youth athletic and educational initiatives for underserved communities.
Chase's mom, Faith DeBarros, sat down at our FCTV studio to discuss the mission behind Team Chase Foundation and the Chase Kindness Ball.
My son was so kind, so humble, but he was very, very good at basketball, but he never acted like he was the best or anything. He was just very humble about it. The foundation, I wanted it, I thought long and hard. It took about over a year to come up with an idea about my foundation, because it's not a regular foundation that's just one passion and that's it. So I wanted it to be kind of like surrounded like a team, like a basketball, like as if Chase was still here on a team and with a basketball. And I came up with Team Chase Foundation. So the team stands for Together Everyone Achieves More, and then CHASE stands for Care, Help, and Share Every Day. The first concept I came up with it's called the CHASE Challenge Kindness Ball. And what it is it's to do an act of kindness for somebody and pass it on. It's a basketball, and so I wanted to actually like bounce it forward, like pay it forward, pass it on, keep it rolling. So the point is to do an act of kindness, and you pass the ball, so it will just keep on going and going and going. But on the back of them, it says, enjoy this random act of kindness. It's your turn to pay it forward. Pass the kindness ball on with your random act of kindness and keep the ball rolling. So you can follow your ball on our interactive map to see how far your kindness travels. So this is only one thing of Team Chase Foundation. So basically there's, what we're doing is we support youth athletics, and we also, we support kids who want to go to camp, like that, sporting camps, that, that have a difficult time paying or whatever. That's where Team Chase will come in to help, because we want, all kids to be involved in sports and not worry about having to pay, to be in athletics. And we have, here in Falmouth, we give away scholarships to seniors at Falmouth High School. I was very, very pleased and happy that I was able to give 4 scholarships out this year. And Chase's last name was Soars, so the scholarship is Chase Your Dreams and Soar High in memory of Chase Soars. So that's one scholarship, and the scholarship that we added this year was called the Be Kind Scholarship. And those scholarships do not have, you don't have to be a straight A student or a certain GPA. You just write a small thing of why you're, who you were kind to, what did you do in your community, or to help somebody and be kind. It's open to everyone.
Team Chase Foundation was recently featured in People magazine this year, calling his family the kindest family in America. To learn more about the Team Chase Foundation, you can visit their website at teamchasefoundation.org.
Yeah. And after the break, we'll hear from the director of a local program dedicated to providing free meals to anyone in need. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Stacy Pugh, President and CEO of the YMCA Cape Cod. Did you know the YMCA is working to bring a Y facility to the Upper Cape? With land secured on Brick Kiln Road next to Falmouth High School, we're continuing the work of bringing this transformative community hub to life. Our design includes a preschool play space, school-age indoor playground, and intergenerational teen spaces to support youth development. We will offer programs for all ages through a state-of-the-art wellness center. Our pools will be open for swim lessons, lap swimming, and aqua fitness classes to support healthy living. By providing financial assistance to our families from all backgrounds, our social responsibility ensures everyone will benefit from the Y. To learn more about this project and sign up for our newsletter, visit ymcacapecod.org/uppercape.
Welcome back to Falmouth in Focus, a year in review. A look back now at the Falmouth Commodores and an impressive milestone they accomplished this season.
Well, the Commodores get it done tonight, taking down the Bourne Braves by a score of 6-4. Trey Redfield here with head coach Jeff Trundy. Coach, 500 wins, finally. How's it feel?
Well, I honestly didn't know anything about it. So
really?
No, I didn't. I started counting wins, or stopped counting wins, I think, from day one when I started. It's always been about the opportunity that I've been presented here and to be around these kids and be around the people. And, the guy standing right over there hired me, 24 years ago, whatever it was, 26 years ago, I don't know. But I honestly didn't have any idea. So a couple of kids have come out of the dugout and said congratulations. And I honestly thought it was just because we finally won a baseball game after a little bad stretch. But hey, I'm happy for them more than anything.
This group is something special, finally getting off the schneid. How much does this group mean to you in comparison to the other teams that you've coached?
Every team has mattered to me. I've been so grateful and so blessed to be able to be around these kids. And, they make my day. They really do. you know, so I can't even put into words, you know, what each team and what each group of kids has meant, you know, to me in my life, you know, so very, very thankful, you know, and it's kind of an emotional moment, I think, just from the standpoint of not talking about the win, but talking about being able to share this with a bunch of people that, you know, you love being around.
We wish the Commodores and Coach Trundy the best of luck in the upcoming season and hope to see the Doors in the playoffs again.
Moving on, we take you to the 50th running of the ASICS Falmouth Road Race, which took place back in August.
FCTV was there to capture all the action, and we spoke with this year's winners after the event.
Look at her go. Kira D'Amato, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands up. Kira D'Amato, you are the 50th anniversary ASICS Falmouth Road Race champion.
The area is beautiful. It's so cool here on the beach town. The course is amazing. It's so fun because you're through hills and trees and then by the beach, and then it just is really it's stimulating. And then the energy on the course because everyone's out there cheering, and it was really cool. This was a really fun experience, and especially at the end, I was just like, oh man, I don't want to run anymore. But then everyone was cheering so loud and going so crazy that you just feel that energy. So, but I just wanted to go out and race today. And I knew it being so hot, it would probably be a little bit more relaxed of a pace. So I think we all just try to settle in and stay as conservative as possible. And then I really love water stops. So when I see a water stop, I get real excited, and I kind of surge through it. So at 3.5 miles in where the water stop was, I kind of surged through, and then I realized I'm in the lead. So I'm like, well, I'm gonna roll with this and just go. So it's kind of a weird spot for a move, but I was thinking, well, maybe that's a good thing. That's a weird spot. So kind of just went with it, and I think Edna, I guess, went with me. And I knew that because she's a home crowd hero, so everyone was cheering for Edna, so I could kind of hear that, oh, Edna's with me, and that's terrifying, having Edna right behind you, so that kept me motivated to keep the pedal to the metal. Oh, I thought she was going to pass me at any time. It's Edna. Are you kidding me? Last night we were looking up her bio, and we were like, what marathons has she won? And the answer is all of them. So, whenever I race her, I know she is not someone you can you need to take her real seriously. So in a way, it kept me really honest and kept me really wanting to push it. And then I tried to surge through all the water stops and around turns, and just to really try to stick it to her a little bit. But it's terrifying to be in front of her. But I think it brings out the best in me, which is a good thing.
Honestly, I was worried about two things. This was a big mental game today, because worry number one was David was getting further and he was already far. So it's at some point we got to get him. And worry number two is a bunch of guys just came right behind me and forced me to the front. Yeah. So it really challenged me, because I had to balance okay, I can't press too much because I got to save something for the last mile, but we also can't let him get much further. So it was really just came down to trust that in the last 2 miles I was going to have enough to break the guys behind me, catch David, and have a little bit home. And all of those things were really, really hard. So I was proud to pull it off, honestly. When I got the momentum to drop, Bia and Lenny, a lot of big contenders, that was the moment where I was like, okay, I have this, because it takes a real toll to run the way that David was running today, that far out front. And in my mind, I was like, he's got to have nothing left when I get him. Yeah. Find out that wasn't true. I catch up to him, and I was like, I'm just going to use momentum and go right by him, and he just latched right onto me.
Yeah, I saw you guys kind of bumped a little bit there.
Yeah, and I was like, oh man, this is going to get harder. So it was a moment where I thought I had in the bag, and then I was humbled real quick to know this thing's not over yet. And we hit 6 neck and neck, and I tried to just, if I could drop him by the hill, I knew I was going to be good to go. But if I also was it's not the worst thing if we go in the last half mile together, because that's where I've won the race the last 2 times I've been here. So fortunately, I was able to get him early, and I got to the top of the hill, And right when I thought that again, I turned around and Bio was closing like a train. So it was like, there was never a moment where I was like, I have this in the bag. Really until I got halfway down the hill and the legs were going fast enough. There was a little girl that had a sign that said, like, slap this is your power up. And I just like smacked it as hard as I could and just took off, and they all cheered, and the energy was awesome. So to come across the finish line with everyone cheering, it was a dream come true, really.
Defending his title, Ben Flanagan.
He is flying, isn't he?
Welcome to the finish line. You earned it.
Celebrating a little bit, as he should, as he crosses the finish line here.
The 2022 ASICS Falmouth Road Race promises to be an exciting event, so visit falmouthroadrace.com for more information and to look for sign-ups later this spring.
One of the most anticipated events of Labor Day weekend is the Rotary Club of Falmouth's annual Crafts Fair.
This year's two-day event at the Marine Park Bandshell featured music from local artists and performers and more than 65 vendors offering works of art, jewelry, and merit of craft.
We stopped by and chatted with the organizers of the event.
Hi, my name is Garth Smelser. I'm the president of the Falmouth Rotary Club of Cape Cod for the 22-23 year. And this is our 22nd annual craft fair. We've had thousands of people show up in this really wonderful weather, spending time with family, having some good food, visiting all the vendors, enjoying the entertainment. We have music and we have dancers. It's just been a really wonderful Labor Day weekend to help support some of the wonderful philanthropic endeavors that we do in the community. All the thousands of folks that have come and supported us help us raise money for youth, for veterans, outdoor learning, international projects, and so we're just really pleased and honored to be a part of the community, and we hope that we can do this every single year with such great success. So we support many different endeavors in our community. We really enjoy supporting youth, youth leadership initiatives. Outdoor learning is a big thing that came out of COVID that we support. A lot of our dollars go now to international projects that our Rotarian Robin's going to share about, helping students in Nepal protect them and invest in their education.
I am Robin Singer. I'm the vice president of the Falmouth Rotary Club. And I also chair a subcommittee on human trafficking. We work really hard to combat human trafficking, mostly in Nepal and India. And our club has already done a lot of projects, particularly with a school in Nepal, where we do a lot of teaching over the internet. We teach the girls English and math. And if they were not at our school, they would probably be trafficked into the brothels in India or forced into child marriage. So it's a very exciting project we do. We also donate a lot of equipment to a learning center in the slums of Calcutta, and also to the school that I was telling you about. But the Rotary's a fabulous platform for helping the girls and doing all this other wonderful community service that Garth talked about.
What did you enjoy about the Rotary Craft Fair this year?
I enjoyed the face paint.
The face painting. How about you?
I enjoyed getting to look at all the different art.
Awesome. And you saw the dancers? And the
yes.
Thanks for being here. This is we plan for this event because it's our major fundraiser all year round. We have a small group of dedicated Rotarians who are soliciting the vendors, organizing the entertainment, all the work with the city, and we're really in partnership with a lot of the vendors in our community that donate the food, donate their time. So it really is a community partnership. Yeah, if you weren't able to support us this year, we hope you can come back. It's an annual affair every Labor Day weekend, and it's going to be even bigger and better next year.
The funds raised by the Crafts Fair will benefit the charities, scholarships, and other initiatives the Rotarians support, both here in Falmouth and around the world.
Okay, now we're moving on to St. Barnabas Episcopal Church Around the Table program, which returned this year with a new name.
Now renamed A Place at the Table, the program provides free lunches once a week for anyone in need. We stopped by at their parish house and spoke with the program's director to learn more.
We got started in the spring, and we had heard that Around the Table, which was a program serving lunch 3 times a week for anyone that needed or wanted a hot meal. We heard about that program closing down due to COVID and lack of volunteers. So myself and a few others stepped up and spoke with Reverend Will here at the church and said, we have this space and we have the need in the community and we would like to get it going again. We're serving lunch to, a hot lunch to anyone who needs a meal, who wants a meal. It's been a little inconsistent. We haven't had too many consistent guests every week. Although the few people that have come are in need of, one woman is living in her car right now and is homeless. So there is, I think that we don't realize on the Cape and here in Falmouth that there is a homeless population and that people are hungry. The service center is extremely busy. I know they serve hundreds of people, weekly. So there's a need. We do know that. We received a lot of donations in the beginning when we talked about starting this program back up. I say back up because I really feel like we're continuing on, with that Around the Table program, really honoring their legacy because they just did so much for the community for so many years. But once we started getting this going again, churches all in the community offered donations. We used our Christmas offering and Easter offering to start to go towards it, and we also got some other, donations. And yeah, so that's the funding right now. We have the money, we have it there. We have volunteers. A lot of people stepped up that want to help serve and cook the meals, and now it's just getting the word out there for those that want to come and join us. We'll always take donations, of course, but right now I think the need is exposure. We're really just trying to get word out to every place that may know someone, to spread the word, or just where, we've talked with the police department, we've hung flyers everywhere, so just so that people know we're here.
A Place at the Table is every Tuesday between 11:30 a.m. and 1:30 p.m. All are welcome. After the break, we'll tell you about an annual Luminary tradition at the Wacoit Congregational Church. Stay with us.
The Falmouth Chorale has been bringing beautiful choral music to the Upper Cape since 1964. We are your friends, neighbors, and community members who share a passion for choral music and singing. We lift our voices as one to enrich, educate, and inspire, opening windows into the diverse world of choral music, from masterworks like Mozart's Timeless Requiem to contemporary pieces like Issei Barnwell's Hope and Robert Cohen's Alzheimer's Stories.
We sing to connect to each other, to our community, and to our history. We have fun. Singing together brings stimulating challenges and great satisfaction. We invite you to become part of our wonderful organization. Join us today as singers, audience members, and supporters. We are the Falmouth Chorale, engaging with audiences by sharing our passion for musical excellence and the joy of singing. Please visit our website at falmouthchorale.org for more information.
Welcome back to Falmouth in Focus, a year in review. When a community comes together, they can truly accomplish anything.
Yes, like building a home for a family in only 5 days. Well, that's what Habitat for Humanity did recently this fall in Falmouth, and we spoke with the team on the ground.
The need is just so clear. There's nothing on the market that's affordable, not only for those earning 65% or less, but 80% or even 100% of area median income. There's nothing available to purchase, and rentals are outrageously expensive if you can find one. So once a family gets into a Habitat home, they know what their mortgage is going to be. They've been qualified through our credit reviews that they can afford to pay this mortgage, and they no longer have to worry about earning more and losing benefits, because you only have to qualify when you apply for a Habitat home. Then we want you to thrive, earn more money, have a nice life. You can, the sky's the limit.
We were thrilled to hear the recipient, a single mom who is going to be able to live and work on the Cape and raise a family here, and that's really our goal. Our mission at the Home Builders and Remodelers Association of Cape Cod is home ownership for all, and so this project in particular really aligns with our mission.
I work at a local housing authority, and I have a Section 8 voucher, and I really always wanted to be a homeowner. And at the time, about 4 applications were in the office to be in affordable home lotteries, and Habitat was the only one that was truly affordable that a family like mine could apply for. The rest of them, you had to make 60 grand to qualify for the mortgage. Here you only had to make 30 grand to qualify for the mortgage. Big difference. So I did all the paperwork they require, and somehow I was blessed enough to be picked out, and they called me. I went to the office and they said, "You want a Habitat home?" I was in tears, and they said, "Do you mind if we build it in 5 days?" And I said, "I would love you to build my home in 5 days. How do you do that?" And it's been an unreal spiritual experience ever since.
So if you go to our website, habitatcapecod.org, you'll see ways to volunteer. So we welcome the community to come in and volunteer, work alongside our families. We have 2 restores. They bring an incredible amount of funding to our affordable home building program. So if you, a restore is a place where you can donate home goods and building supplies, appliances, cabinets, and we resell them, and 100% of the proceeds from our restores comes right back into our affordable home building program. So shopping or donating to our restore, or just donating to our program online at our website, helps us run our program.
Habitat for Humanity is working on building a total of 10 homes at that location. Now that project is nearing completion, and we'll keep you updated.
The really rad Festival of Cyclocross returned to the Cape Cod Fairgrounds with much fanfare. This year, the race was chosen as the host event for the 2022 Pan American Cyclocross Championships.
My name's Callie Roberson, and I haven't raced yet, but I'll race the women's elite race at, I think it's 1:30 today. So I live in Philly, and I race probably 40 races a year. So this will be I'll probably race about 20 cyclocross races this season. So all the way here for this race, and then next weekend we'll go west to Northampton and go race NoHo CX out there next weekend. But I think we'll stay up here this week so we don't have to do the down and back. So the vast majority of racing that I do is either UCI racing or USAC racing. So cyclocross is a fall-winter sport. This is very warm for November. Shout out climate change, I guess. So wearing short sleeves today is kind of a treat, but also a bummer. But I'm not mad to have some warm temps. So yeah, we'll go into the winter, and then that means longer sleeves and cold weather, and maybe snow or rain. We're racing our nationals race in Connecticut in mid-December, so I would very highly doubt it's going to be like that in December. This is my second year coming up to Really Rad. It's always a treat. Kind of neat that they stepped up and hosted the Pan American Championships in a bind. It's been really cool to see so many people. Generally, you only see 3 numbers on people's numbers, but now we've got so many people racing, they needed to up it to 4. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, really thankful for them to host this race, and looking forward to another fun day of racing.
I'm a volunteer here. I'm from the Albany, New York area, and I help out with a lot of races out there, but I volunteer for things like this. Cyclocross is my favorite, but I work at all of them. Back home, our team, the Capital Bicycle Racing Club, we put on a series of road races, and I go out and work at all of those. We put on one mountain bike race, I work at that, and we have a series of 5 cyclocross races. I'm the promoter of the last one, the Bethlehem Cup, and I just give my time to all of them. Well, I just want to give 3 cheers to our CBRC development team. We've got a platoon of kids out here that just learned to cyclocross within the past year or two, and they're flying. They're riding beautifully. They're skillful. They're up at 5 o'clock in the morning to show up for things like this, and so I want to take my hat off to their parents and to the kids. It's a pleasure to be able to work with them.
The Really Rad Festival tradition started back in 1980 and has become a popular summer fixture here in Falmouth. Now moving on to the Wacoit Congregational Church, which hosted a community Luminary Walk event in the fall to remember those who we have lost. We spoke with Reverend Nell Fields about this year's event.
Well, today in the Christian tradition is All Saints' Day, November 1st. This is the day that we remember people in our lives who have gone on to the great beyond. It's also a time that in our lives that we can honor people who are still here on earth. And traditionally, what has been done is that you light a candle. We call this Luminaries of Love. We usually have it outside. It's a little rainy, but we have it inside, and it's just lovely. It's a time for people to remember the ones they've lost, to honor the ones who are still here. It's a feel-good time because in our tradition we also believe that this is a thin time, that the space and the veil between heaven and earth are very, very thin. It's the time that people reach down and we reach up.
I lost my husband 5 years ago now, and I lost 2 friends in the last couple of weeks, so I actually lit 3 candles for them. And I took pictures of them so I can send them to the people who lost these friends. So it's a lovely, lovely thing. It's quiet, it's thoughtful, and it's just a nice way to remember people.
I think in our culture we don't do a very good job honoring the dead. Remembering the dead, so this is a way that we can do it. It's so lovely inside.
We leave you now with the sights and sounds provided by you, our viewers, throughout the year using the hashtags MyFalmouth and Falmouth in Focus. Thank you for all your contributions this year. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.
You through fire and rain, hand in hand, my love, I'll keep you safe. Where will our story go? You're all I wanna know. Gonna be alright. I'm yours, you're mine. Our love is once in a lifetime. We're gonna be alright, even on the line, 'cause our love is once in a lifetime. I said it once, I'll say it time and again. You, my love, I'll be yours till the end. And so our story